Is this on? Oh, nice. Cut me some slack. I haven't given this in a while. I hope you cheaters have enjoyed the meal that our supporters, the mistresses, the best friends, the athletic trainers, and the people whose ideas we have promptly stolen have prepared for you, with a platter of pills, powders, and pinpricks for all of you juicers in the crowd. These shady snacks are delicious, but we are here because we are hungry with something else: the need to cheat. Hello, everybody. I'm known as the real Slim Shady, and I am a proud cheating addict. I would just like to thank the cheaters looking into new tips and notes, or as is more commonly known, the Clinton Association, founded, of course, by our famous ex-president Billy, for inviting me tonight as the keynote speaker of this year's meeting. As cheaters, up until this point, you have all failed. Just like many of you, I once believed that I needed help for my addiction, but let's be real. The only time us cheaters ever end up being worried is after we've been caught. Until then, we have the times of our lives. After finally realizing this, I was able to come to an epiphany that I don't need to rid myself of this trait, but rather perfect it to the point where nobody will ever find out that I am still a proud and prosperous cheater. You see, we all come from different fields of cheating, whether that be cheating in sports or cheating in work or cheating in relationships. Thanks to my illustrious career of daring deception, I've come up with the system Tips Imperative for Getting Excellent Results, or the Tiger System, in honor of Mr. Tiger Woods, who is more a role model than a golfer to us all. When you leave this room today, you should be so secretive that I should never hear about any of your cheating careers again. The first tip in my Tiger System: gaining the trust of those you are cheating. It's really quite simple, though. Just smooch, mooch, and charm until you've got everybody eating right out of the palm of your hand. That might be as simple as getting a Shady Side Academy student a new pair of Sperry's, or walking up to a senior girl who's sitting in the front row of the Hillman while you're giving your after-dinner speech in front of the entire student body and saying something like, "You really do look beautiful." Look at Lance Armstrong. He used the power of pity for a long-ago illness to steal 7 Tour de France titles before anybody realized he was on the juice. 2 other successful cheaters: William Shakespeare, who still has the majority of the public believing he is the author of all of those plays, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, whose illegitimate son actually lived with him for 10 years without anybody realizing. Apparently, it wasn't a dead giveaway that the kid was benching 500 pounds in a Speedo before the age of 10. Who would have thought that thousands of syrupy sonnets and miserable movies would allow these perpetual perjurers to get away with such blasphemy? But they had the people's trust, didn't they? The second tip in my Tiger System: the need for a clear yet devious plan of attack. Now, please let me start off by saying that simply telling your wife or girlfriend that every Friday night you are just going out, not gonna work. The plans necessary to be a successful cheater must be both elaborate and foolproof. Let's look at a guest of ours tonight: the infamous steroid-using Canadian Olympian Ben Johnson. After a quick dissection of Ben's story, it is obvious that he had no plan at all. He was just hoping that after using steroids, the test he had to take in search of the use of steroids would come back negative. For steroids! Hopeless! And Barry Bonds, a baseball player and another infamous steroid user, we all knew you weren't studying during the off-season, so you must have known there was another obvious reason for you returning to the team with a head 8 inches bigger than last year's. Cheaters, make sure you are ready for every twist or turn that comes your way when people begin to pester you with a plethora of questions. The third tip in my Tiger system: never admit to cheating. Ever. The key to this is not losing your head. Well, I'm not saying you have to be like sweet little Anne Boleyn, who literally lost her head rather than admit to having cheated on Henry VIII, but you get the idea. Ask James Fry, whose fame went to his head and was caught falsifying his autobiography on Oprah Winfrey. Mr. Fry, if there's one place you don't want to admit to having written a fake life story, it's on Oprah. Or you, President Clinton, shook your finger claiming, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." Lewinsky. Once you are caught cheating, your life, your relationships, and your reputation go right down the drain. So under no circumstances, well, maybe besides death, should you admit to having cheated. I do need to recognize, though, that some of us have been caught with our pants down, literally. But for those of us that have had the displeasure of being forced to tell the truth, there is still the possibility that we can rise from our ashes like the fabled phoenix of lore back to prosperity. We can learn something from Mr. Schwarzenegger, whose catchphrase, "I'll be back," should be a motto for us all. Bill Clinton is still regarded as one of the greatest U.S. presidents ever, despite his philandering. Tiger Woods is still bringing home the bacon on the PGA Tour, and with a hot new girlfriend, might I add. The subservient side of society has given in to the idea that cheating is some horrible atrocity. We have been shown the light, and now is not the time to shy away from it. Take the Tiger system and lay waste to the saying, "Cheaters never prosper." Go forth, cheat your conniving hearts out, and succeed, so that your legacies will be forever enshrined for something other than cheating. Thank you.